These are the 11 worst habits for your liver. If you have a fatty liver, you need to be cautious and avoid many things that could harm it. In this video, I'll tell you what you need to be most careful about. Why is fatty liver so serious? Many don't know this, but fatty liver can cause inflammation, leading to scarring called fibrosis. It can also reduce liver function, leading to cirrhosis and increasing the risk of serious diseases like liver cancer. Fatty liver is an extremely serious issue affecting billions of people. Just think how many diseases could be prevented with these measures. Let's care for our livers more effectively based on scientific studies. I should emphasize that this isn't just my opinion. So what are the worst habits? The number one habit to avoid, which many fall for, is liver supplements, liver detoxes, or cleanse your liver in X days products. Whenever you hear this, know it's a big lie, okay? If you're watching a video claiming your liver will be cleaned in X days, know it's a big lie. Got it? This doesn't exist. In fact, it can harm your liver. Several supplements are linked to liver deterioration and damage. To put it plainly, they hurt your liver. So what should you be careful about? All these promises and certain supplements like green tea capsules, which have been linked to fulminant hepatitis risks and liver transplants. Other supplements like high doses of vitamin A. Many thought, oh, vitamin A is good, it's harmless. In reality, you need to be very careful with these supplements without professional guidance. Shots of various spices like turmeric shots, for example. Have you heard that turmeric is good for your liver? And yes, if you add turmeric to food, its anti-inflammatory properties might help, like green tea, right? But turmeric capsules, like green tea capsules, can harm your liver due to high doses, often overworking it. Several anabolic steroids are also processed by the liver and can cause issues. Many teas can actually harm your liver. Many people ask, what's the best tea for liver health? What tea will cure my fatty liver? Actually, we know that doesn't exist, but some teas can harm you, like Senna, Cascara, Sagrada, Comfrey, and Kava tea. These teas can affect your liver and cause inflammation. Did you know that? I know many people say, but tea is natural and natural things can't be harmful. How could something natural be created to harm us? But many natural substances can damage our health. I always use snake venom as an example. Is it synthetic? Is it made in a lab?
No, it's not lab-made. It's natural but harmful, like many things in nature. Let's debunk the myth that natural means safe. Be very careful too. Always consult your doctor or nutritionist first. Forget miracle supplements. Focus on these tips. Avoid things that harm your liver. Tip 2. Avoid ultra-processed foods, especially packaged cereal bars. You thought those were healthy? Eating a cereal bar as a snack? Many snack bars have high sugar content. Avoid ready-made foods like boxed burgers, frozen pizzas and lasagnas. Ice cream and processed meats are high in sodium and preservatives. These have been linked to increased bowel cancer risk. Interesting, right? So all these ultra-processed foods and meats should be avoided. Instant noodles. Did you know instant noodles contain 70% of your daily sodium needs? Excess sodium can lead to various health issues. We're against high sodium intake, okay? People often ask, if I eat it once, will I have a problem? Like with teas, if I drink that tea once, will it harm me? No, it's about routine and habits. If you regularly eat these foods, you'll likely face problems. Studies have linked diets high in ultra-processed foods to liver issues like fatty liver disease, okay? It's not about eating these foods once, but rather including them in your daily routine. Take processed meats, for example. Studies show that eating them 3 or more times a week, which is easy with an ultra-processed diet, increases your risk of bowel cancer, as I mentioned earlier. So be mindful of the quantities you consume. If possible, avoid these foods as they can harm your health. Other ultra-processed foods to watch out for are ready-made sauces and fast food meats. There's a big network. A study came out, but the media hushed it up, due to the backlash. But it was about chicken that wasn't really chicken. They found most of the chicken was a mix of soy and starch, with actual chicken meat being less than half. So be careful with foods when you don't know where they come from. You might think it's healthy, that you're doing good, but you'll see it's getting worse, liver fat increasing, all because of these poor choices. So Always opt to peel more and unwrap less. That's the big takeaway from this video. If you get this tip, I'll be happy, okay? Think about what I said about cereal bars and other packaged foods. So, it's best to avoid them. I'm not totally banning them. That's not the point of this video, all right? I want to give a general warning about these foods. If you eat the ones I mentioned regularly, more than once a week, listen up. This is a wake-up call. These foods could be damaging your liver. Number 3 on the list to avoid, soft drinks. Not just sodas, but boxed juices, sugary drinks, and chocolate milk too. Check labels for fructose syrup or corn syrup. These are among the worst substances for liver fat buildup. If your diet includes these, it's harming your liver. Opt for drinks low in carbs and without preservatives. An example? Like lemon juice, passion fruit juice, or any fruit juice heavily diluted in water. Why? It'll be low in sugar, which is good, and preservative-free if you can't drink plain water. I love sparkling water with a splash of lemon juice. It has benefits, but be careful with drinks. Is zero-calorie soda really bad for your liver? Actually, zero-calorie soda is much better for your liver than regular soda. If possible, avoid regular soda entirely. Zero calorie can be an option for enthusiasts. I'm not saying it's healthy or that zero soda is better than lemon juice. That's not the point of this video. Some ingredients are still being studied and it's controversial. But for your liver, if you have fatty liver and can't quit soda, choose zero soda. It's better than regular soda or chocolate milk. What about juices? If I have fatty liver, can I drink natural grape, apple, pineapple, or whole orange juice? The answer is, if you have fatty liver or diabetes, it's best to avoid these, okay? Why? When you eat an orange, you get fiber that slows sugar absorption. It's better for your metabolism. If you drink orange juice, you get more concentrated carbs and a higher glycemic index, which raises your blood sugar levels more. If you already have metabolic issues, this could be problematic. Why did I mention if you have fatty liver or diabetes? For those with optimal metabolism and no such diseases, natural juice can be an option. I, for instance, enjoy grape juice, but I don't recommend it for those with fatty liver or diabetes, so let's not mix up situations here. I'm not saying grape juice is unhealthy, that's not the point. I'm saying those with fatty liver should avoid these sugar-concentrated juices, got it? Item number 4. Sleep. Have you heard that sleep can affect your liver? Let me explain this to you in more detail. Studies show that sleeping less than 6 hours a night increases the risk of metabolic diseases like fatty liver, type 2 diabetes, and other health issues. Since I'm focusing on fatty liver specifically, we need to be careful. How many hours are you sleeping each night? I know you might be wondering, many videos and studies talk about 8 hours of sleep daily. And yes, there's this debate between 6 or 8 hours, but since most people can't get 8 hours, 6 is a good target. So I've set a slightly lower benchmark of 6 hours. The quality of sleep is also crucial. Ask your housemates if you snore, have fragmented sleep, wake up gasping, or frequently use the bathroom at night. These can affect your liver health. There's a condition called obstructive sleep apnea. During sleep, your oxygen flow gets interrupted. This leads to low oxygen in tissues, causing metabolic issues. It worsens high blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, and fatty liver. So we need to address sleep, okay? If you snore a lot at night, get tested for obstructive sleep apnea. Liver and diabetes won't improve if you have this condition. Look into factors that can cause and worsen metabolism. If you follow this tip, the second one's key, it's worth a like. I'll be very satisfied. How's your sleep? How many hours do you sleep per night? Leave your comments below and share where you're from. Let's aim for 10,505 likes. Hey, why that number? Because many people try to guess the like count. You asked me to set a goal. I'm certain no one will guess this one. Deal? So let's continue. It's worth noting, as it's a common question. Many people in the comments asked, I heard that napping in the afternoon can harm my liver? The answer is no. Studies haven't shown that, okay? What harms the liver is completely inverting your sleep schedule. Research shows that people with irregular sleep patterns, sometimes sleeping during the day and staying up all night, not just napping for an hour or so, but fully inverting their schedule, had twice the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. There's no specific link to liver fat, but this highlights the importance of maintaining a consistent sleep routine. Number 5, another one to be careful with, is white flour, wheat flour. Foods like bread, cakes, pasta, and sweets in general. Why did I say be careful, not avoid completely? Studies show diets high in flour and simple carbs increase the risk of fatty liver. Does this mean eating a slice of birthday cake will cause fatty liver? No, it doesn't. The key here is moderation, okay? Flour can be part of a healthy diet, but be wary of excess. It's easy to overdo it. What do many people do? For breakfast, they eat 2 or 3 pieces of bread with jam or butter. Eating lots of bread every morning, for example, can be problematic. However, eating a slice of bread with chicken, a protein source, and low-fat cheese can be an option. I'm not completely against wheat flour, but let's be very careful here. As you can see, it's all about understanding food. Many aren't totally off limits, but if you have a fatty liver, pay extra attention. Why? Take the example I mentioned. If you eat bread in the morning with jam or another fat source, especially saturated fat, what happens? The excess flour that isn't used for energy gets stored as triglycerides. Plus, if you have diabetes, it can raise blood sugar even more. So be cautious with this, okay? I'll put an asterisk here as a warning. It's not forbidden, but moderate it more than other foods. Since I mentioned wheat, who should avoid it completely? If you have celiac disease or gluten intolerance, then yes, you should avoid wheat, okay? Not everyone who has issues with gluten is celiac. We know that already. Some people are more sensitive, some have metabolic changes. So if eating wheat causes allergic reactions, diarrhea, rushing to the bathroom, or nausea for you, then it's best to avoid it. However, studies show that less than 2% of the population has a problem with wheat. In absolute numbers, that's significant, but you can't tell everyone to stop eating wheat flour without a scientific basis. Number 6 also harms the liver a lot, and that's a sedentary lifestyle. Physical exercise can protect your liver and the health of your metabolism. So what kind of exercise? Do any exercise you enjoy and can maintain long-term for better health. If you like swimming, weightlifting, or walking, go for it. Many say walking doesn't work, but it can be an excellent strategy. Running outdoors, on a treadmill, or swimming are all great options. Don't limit yourself too much, or you won't do any physical activity. And for how long? Aim for 150 minutes a week spread over 3 or more days. So 50 minutes 3 times a week or 30 minutes 5 times a week is enough to protect your liver. But I've heard and seen videos where my cardiologist or doctor said I should aim for 250 minutes of exercise per week. Studies suggest that even with 8 hours of sleep, 250 minutes of exercise can provide additional benefits. So if you can, it's worth setting a higher goal of 250 minutes per week for added benefits. What's your favorite type of physical exercise? Currently, I'm focusing more on weight training. I weight train about 5 times a week on average. I stopped running as much since I was losing too much weight. Many would see that as good, but I prefer weight training now. But I used to run a lot in the past. What about you? Let me know in the comments. Number 7 is about alcoholic beverages. This topic is controversial. Let me clarify it for you now. If you have any liver disease, like fatty liver caused by alcohol or any alcohol-related problems, then it's worth it for you to completely eliminate alcohol. If you don't have any liver problems and want to know specifically about health, studies suggest that up to 1 drink per day would not harm your liver, okay? What do I suggest? Knowing the effects on metabolism, I strongly recommend eliminating alcoholic beverages entirely. But I'll note this here because I know many will ask, if I drink a little wine each day, will it harm my liver? Studies showed no increase in liver fat for those who drank up to 1 glass of wine daily. But if it's very healthy and protects your heart, as was said in the past, that's a very controversial issue, okay? For liver problems, I suggest you avoid alcohol entirely. 0 alcohol is best. Agreed? Number 8, which is very important, is treating diseases associated with or that can worsen liver fat, like diabetes. How are your blood sugar levels? If you have a metabolic disease like fatty liver, you also need to get tests to check your glucose. High blood pressure. Are you monitoring your blood pressure at least once a week? You need to do that too. Only checking it at the doctor's office isn't enough, as many people with high blood pressure only have it at the doctor's, or their pressure is normal, which is called masked hypertension. Did you know that exists? Most have a spike in pressure at the doctor's, so they need to measure at home too. This is very important. Always write down your heart rate and blood pressure numbers. The first number is systolic pressure, the second is diastolic, and also note your heart rate. Make sure to write it down. Bring it to your doctor. They'll appreciate it and compliment you. It makes their job much easier. As a doctor, I love when patients bring these numbers in writing so we can calculate an average. Many medications can interfere with blood pressure and heart rate. This data often helps us a lot when choosing the right therapy. Have you seen other conditions like high cholesterol or increased triglycerides? Excess sugars raise triglycerides and can cause fatty liver disease. These diseases are often associated. Hormonal changes, such as those related to the thyroid, can worsen fatty liver disease. Did you know that low thyroid hormone levels, like in hypothyroidism, can increase the risk of developing fatty liver? It's important to assess thyroid function and treat any issues to achieve satisfactory results rather than focusing on just one organ. This narrow focus is common in modern medicine with super specialized doctors. I say this as a doctor who specialized in endocrinology and metabolism after my initial specialty. It's not about the specialization itself, but rather the overall perspective. Treating only one organ while neglecting general health is a concern. A holistic view is crucial for satisfactory outcomes. Tip #9. Avoid saturated fats found in lard, coconut oil, bacon, fatty cheeses like cheddar, parmesan, and provolone, fatty meats, and whole milk products. Choose leaner options, especially when it comes to red meat. I'm not saying to eliminate red meat entirely, but opt for leaner cuts. Go for leaner meats or chicken instead. If you drink milk, choose skimmed. I'm not saying saturated fat is forbidden. You see what I mean? I'm addressing this because I know many will say, but I heard saturated fat is good. Yes, but too much is linked to metabolic diseases and higher heart risks, okay? These aren't my opinions, they're scientific facts. So if you're drinking milk, go for skim, and for cheese, choose ricotta. It's lower in saturated fats. When cooking with oil, skip the lard and coconut oil, use olive oil instead. Now you might have heard olive oil can be toxic when heated. That's just a myth. It only starts to break down at 180 degrees Celsius, known as the smoke point. But sauteing veggies in olive oil on your stove at home won't reach that temperature. Or just drizzle it on salads and use a non-stick pan for cooking. There's no need to add even more fat to your meals. It'll bump up your calorie intake, and we know that's something to watch out for. Got it? I prefer cooking this way. If I'm frying an egg, I use a non-stick pan without adding any extra fat, like lard, for example. Surprised? Did you think lard was healthy? What about coconut oil? I know coconut oil is heavily marketed, but it's mostly saturated fat, which you've seen can harm your heart in excess. So be very careful. This is perhaps the biggest mistake for those with fatty liver, believing saturated fat isn't harmful. Thinking lard or coconut oil is healthy. Sure, you can have a little if you really want, but if possible, make smarter choices like olive oil or non-stick pans. Got it? And number 10, maintain a healthy weight. A fascinating study found that people with fatty liver who lost just 5% of their body weight saw significant liver health improvements. So, this is crucial. Now, some might say, but I'm already thin. In that case, this doesn't apply to you. Understood? Weight control is key when dealing with fatty liver. Number 11 can seriously harm your liver. It's a major mistake, like others I've mentioned, but this can cause cell death. It's crucial to be cautious about what I'm going to discuss. Restrictive diets. You should avoid these types of diets. Got it? Studies show rapid weight loss increased liver cell death. So what's considered safe weight loss? American guidelines suggest up to 2.2 pounds or 1 kilo per week. Yeah, depending on where you are, the measurements might vary, but losing up to a kilo a week is healthy for your liver. Any more than that could be harmful and even cause liver cell death. So these fad diets like no fats, no carbs, just tea, are not good. Why do many people try this and end up with worse liver health? That's why. A drastic reduction in a month harms the liver and increases cell death. Then you think, oh, diets just don't work for me. But everything has its limits. Losing up to 2.2 pounds a week is healthy. More than that, not good, okay?
So this point is really crucial. I've seen many cases of fad diets causing rapid weight loss with consequences. So it's not just the yo-yo effect, your liver can suffer too. Now I have a suggestion for you. I mentioned foods to avoid, but what about fruits? Notice I didn't talk about fruits? That's because fruits are healthy. Some fruits are better for your liver than others. Which are the best and worst fruits? I discussed that in this video. If you have fatty liver, watch to learn the best fruits for your diet. Take care. See you next time.